Just painting some zombies today. This color giving me the contrast. I spend so much time painting that I think I'm going to probably do... Hello! I'll probably do at least one session a week live. I feel if I just... because I do this every day, but if I did this live every day, I'd get nothing done. Because I chat too much, or I like to chat too much. But what I'm working on today is just some Soulblight zombies for the studio. And it's going to be mostly contrast type work and minimal highlighting, so it's I can do this and pay attention to chat, which apparently I love so much. I guess I have an issue where I can talk Warhammer, or I enjoy talking Warhammer too, even though it is my day job. I don't know how long I'm going to go today. Basically, I'm waiting for Cullen to be available because we're going to record the Skaven review. That book has got to be... I meant to check the date. That one's got to be more than 10 years old. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your name, but are you working on anything by chance? You just surfing YouTube? Are you painting? What's your Saturday looking like? I am doing very good, Andrew. It is almost 1 p.m. on a Saturday. I woke up like less than an hour ago. Getting right to the painting. I really like these new zombie models. They are well designed in the assembly. Like you can, they're. I like the way they designed this brew. I like the way these models are cut up, where you can mix and match various torsos to legs. Working on Bretonia, I love it. And hello, Texas. What's the weather? Ooh, we gotta turn that down. Oh no, Colin. Let me just text the midstream here. Oh yeah, so it looks like Colin's gonna be hello. It looks like Colin's gonna be ready about half an hour to record that video with me. So I'll probably cut this stream then whenever he's ready. When I finish that book or that review, I'll almost certainly come. Maybe I'll be back probably this afternoon sometime. Yeah. So Krula, I have 2 boxes. There's 20 in a box. I only have 30 to do. I did 10. Um, 10 did not take long to do at all. And then yesterday I painted. What's funny? So I don't normally paint a lot of stuff for the studio. I normally paint it. Weird situation. It's just that I had extra time. So I got 2 boxes of the skeletons, 2 boxes of the zombies painted for the studio. And Matt wanted me to try to figure out how long it takes to paint these things because we get so many things coming in. We're constantly paying people, trying to get a gauge of how long it would take to paint. So I painted 10 of the skeletons, assembled and painted 10 of the skeletons, assembled and painted 10 of the zombies. calculate the time, and then multiply that by 4 for the all 80 miniatures, right? And then I do the remaining 30 skeletons yesterday, and it took me a fraction of the time. So I'm realizing when I paint, if I paint just 1 or 10 models, it takes a long time. If I paint 30 at once, it's significantly fast, clearly longer than the 10, but not 3 times longer than the 10. So maybe horde painting is the way to go for me. Basically, I separated the zombies in batches of 10 and tried them with Gray Seer, and then did various tones of flesh washes for all the skin, and I did one of them with the Plague Bearer one, whatever it's called. But it was a little too green, too pale. So even Athonian camo shade. Now I'm giving it a light dry brush of Ogren camo. Whereas like the pinky color flesh the whiter one, or the paler one. I guess it's pinky as well. It just thin down contrast. You don't need much more work than that. So while I do like this green after a contrast, a shade, and then a dry brush, it's 3 times the work as say them or the first 10 I did. That's a good one. That's 2 different layers of contrast paints. What advice do you give on painting a whole fantasy army? I have been working on and off for more than a year. Need advice on getting them done. Yeah, okay, I can help you with that. Now, here's the thing. Honestly, that answer is different for everybody. So all I can do is give you the answer for me. Write down a 2,000 point list. Okay, do you plan on playing? If you do play, the beginning of this changed a little bit. If you play and you play at 2,400 points, you do that. If you play at 3,000 points, you do that. But either way, you write down the first list. 2,000 points. It doesn't have to be a super good list. You can even make it a bad list, so long as it's minimal model count. Like, it sounds kind of bad, but just get a list done. In fact, I recommend against. Okay, let's say for example, I was gonna do. I was gonna do a high elf list again, and I really want to run a big horde of white lions because they're so good. The first 2,000 point list I would write would have no white lines in it, and I get that list done, and then it'll incentivize me to add more later. I want those white lions in. But yeah, just pick a thing and move down the line. Well, that's all of them. And move down the line. It's one thing. Make a list. Either paint the characters first or your core first. War machines. Just put them into little clumps and finish a clump. But make a list and paint that list. Don't paint your entire 4,000 point collection at once. Or take Josh's advice and just play ogres. Don't do that. Nobody wants to play you. It's not that bad. It's that bad. Krul is adding his personal advice. He's saying just force your way through them. Find something to listen to in the background. Work through it. Just don't stop. I think it's the best advice that I go. Yeah, that actually works for me. That may not be the best advice for everybody, but I mean, if you can force yourself to do it. I mean, I've heard for years, every time I've asked a painter like how to get something done, it's like if you're not in the mood, don't do it. Yet yesterday when I did my 30 skeleton, the day before yesterday, when I did my 30 skeleton run, I actually I wanted to do this. I just wanted to do the metal, and I wanted to go do something else. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do all the metal. I'm gonna do all the cloth, but then I'm gonna do the second. But I was okay. I'll do the layer of cloth on. I'm gonna do something else and come back to it and keep breaking it up. Which is how I can get things done a lot. But I said, no, I'm going to not get up from this desk until I get the entire squad completely done. So I put all 3 colors of red on, did all the bones, and I just forced myself through it. And it definitely took me a fraction of time that even I expected. But for me, it requires YouTube or something on the background to focus on. Obviously, this stream is very bad for me for painting. I thin Costa. I do thin my paints with water. You see my well palette here. Not when I'm dry brushing. And depending on what I'm trying to do, I often cameras. I often use water. I mostly use water to thin. There are some cases where I use medium, and I can't off the top of my head think. I know there's things where I'm gonna use medium to thin it down. I know beforehand, and off the top of my head, I can't think of when those are. Probably because I just woke up. But yeah, I do use Lemaine medium for some things. I don't know if I want to go another highlight. I am gonna go another highlight. It's just zombie skin. Alright, one more. I love the ogres are great. Why think when you can just charge good with cannon? Ooh, okay, Oliver. I got nothing to back this up. I recommend Altdorf, just to represent the old world. I bet 3 kids. How old are the kids though? The Inquisitor has 3 kids, and that's bad for painting, which I completely understand. Or you can teach your kids to paint for the free labor. I love it. I think somebody's knocking at my door. I don't care. Okay, David. Well, I can't. Was Silinski? David. Um, I, I, I'm gonna read your comment just for everybody who's not following the chat. Because this, I'm gonna try not to go off on a tangent on this one. Are you still planning on playing the Beast in the future? Getting the impression you're fed up with losing. I'm not. I have way more fun losing my Beast of Chaos and Age of Sigmar than I would winning with any other army. I love that army to death. You're always behind the 8 ball with that army, and you struggle to win. Back in early second, they had bad stats as they do now. Their stats are worse these days. I'd not shake his pot up enough. But their stats are bad, but they can play the scenarios, and they can play your opponent that way, which you're never gonna win in a straight up fight. Now it seems late second on the cusp of third. You can't even do that anymore. Bunch of you play older armies that aren't updated, but all the last bunch of armies, the last I guess year or so, maybe even longer, I've gotten so killy that you die too fast and you can't even play anymore, which is real unfortunate. Get some of the green out. Ooh, gotta give this guy some brains. So yeah, no, I still really enjoy them. It's my favorite model line. I really would love. I don't have to paint it, but I would love to have a Beast of Chaos army or Beastman army for fantasy on square bases. I'm not going to rebase that army onto square, unless the army ever gets discontinued for AOS. I would rebase it for square, but I really enjoy it for AOS. I have a lot of fun with it. And one day I'll get my shirts printed, but Teespring was unnecessarily complicated with me. I had Cullen design me up a shirt with just a goat screaming "Respect my army." I'm gonna make that my work uniform. Uh, my hopes for the old world. I covered that in the last stream. I don't have any. I don't want to set expectations. I hope I enjoy it. That's it. I'm sure I will. I am not trying to create expectations for the game. I want to just play it as it is. I want to enjoy it and experience it just what it is, and not not have expectations and expect the game to be a certain thing. I'm happy to see whatever they plan, and I will try it, play it, and give it a fair shake. But I honestly do. I don't like to admit this, but I do think it's going to be fantastic. I just don't know why. I'm just so confident it's going to be fantastic. Again, that's probably just wishful thinking. It definitely is wishful thinking. I'm not saying probably. It's definitely wishful thinking. But I hopes. But try not to get my hopes too high. Any expectations for AOS 3rd Edition? Again, honestly, the exact same answer I just gave for the old world. I've been open about this. I would have liked to have seen the double turn, or sorry, the double turn, the potential double turn mechanic popping up go away, like becoming either not part of the game or optional. My understanding is that's not the case. It's still going to be part of the game. That being said, I want to see what the rules are as a whole before I condemn it, because you could add or change or write a bunch of rules that make that mechanic super good and super enjoyable for me. It just, I didn't like it in the I don't like it in the rule set as it is right now. But that includes the scenarios, the army makeups, the factions played, the game as a whole. I don't like that mechanic. But I mean, we've seen every edition of Games Workshop games change. Just a couple of minor things completely change the way certain things play. And while I can't think of anything off the top of my head, they could put up a simple one-line rule that, for whatever reason, makes me love that rule. So I will give it a fair shake in 3rd edition. Which, is it even fair to call it 3rd edition? Because Games Workshop hasn't called their games editions since 7th edition Warhammer 40k. There was no 8th edition. There was no 9th. The community just calls it 8th edition, 9th edition. And Age of Sigmar was never... the edition we're playing right now was never called 2nd edition. But I wonder if we're going to continue to do that until Games Workshop just goes back and embraces it. That being said, I wonder why they abandoned the edition number altogether. Okay. I prefer that green. David, I'm so sorry about that. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're getting into the army for 3rd edition, as we're going to call it, I'll openly admit this: I've never had more fun with an army in my life. I love my Beast of Chaos army. Great Arkham says, I was hoping for a double turn fixing and new shooting rules. It's not fun to get all your big units / characters just erase the table turn 1 by Caradron or Lumineth. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I mean, you're going to see that happen. It's just the Caradron and Lumineth playstyle. However, that might change. Well, I haven't played any of the new models, to be honest with you, for Lumineth. I suspect the shooting is still just going to be more powerful than the new models. Like, I mean, like the Swordmaster. Well, what are the Blade, whatever the Swordmaster guys are called now. But you're right. I almost would like to. Wow, it's frustrating. So I was about to say I would almost like to see the Age of Sigmar adopt the 40Ks. You can't target a character near certain units or whatever. But I mean, if you can't target Death Army's characters with shooting, they're just gonna walk all over you. As Lumineth, anyway. I can't speak for the Caradron. Maybe the Caradron also don't have enough firepower to get that many wounds. But I'm not familiar enough with the Caradron to know if they like. I've never played Caradron against Undead or Undead versus Caradron myself, so I don't have the first-hand experience. But does Caradron have enough shots to go through all the Undead before the overrun? And you guys had to paint specifically on Ironjaw's shoulder pads. Yeah, actually, they're if you Google or just YouTube a bunch of just that crap. If you Google that question, you'll get a bunch of tip videos that will show you how to do that. However, if you want to keep it super simple, sorry, I was looking for something. Works. If you want to do it super simple, go to Warhammer TV on YouTube. Duncan Rhodes did one for ice. I think it was for Stonehorn's horns. Beastfall Raider Stonehorn's horns. It's super simple to follow. It gives it requires I think Waywatcher green glaze, Gilliman blue. What's that blue glaze called? Gilliman blue? It's a blue glaze, a green glaze, and some dry brushing. The one step I would add a little art coat afterwards, give that shiny look. Maybe thin it down a bit, you'll see those streaks. But his tip is the easiest to do by far. Do you have any plans on expanding your 40k Iron Warriors beyond the 2? Start clicking boxes, seeing you fill them, inspired me to start my Word Bearers host. And somebody, yeah, I'm absolutely going to expand that army. I was not going to until the Chaos Space Marine book came out for what we call 9th edition Warhammer 40,000. But if I ever finish off my entire painting couch, I have a couch full of miniatures. If I finish it off, I do want to add some Terminators to that army, just to want to paint them. But they're not even remotely high on my to-do list. I love that army. I love the paint job I gave them. I have no plans on adding to them until the book comes. The double turn is great when I get it and terrible when I don't. Yep. Yeah, okay, so Cruella Chief ain't part of the problem with the double turns of the sheer lethality of a lot of armies at this point. Yeah. Like it was like I never liked it. I didn't like the game mechanic, but I didn't hate it. I think where the game stands now I hate it. Why I stopped using it. I wasn't enjoying the games anymore. And if I wasn't enjoying the games, there was almost no point in recording the bat rib. Somebody else might as well do it. I get some feedback on the base scheme I'm doing for it gets cut off. Why is that highlighted? Sean Blake, for some reason, Puggy just mentioned me. Your comment is cut off. I don't. Oh, for you do yourself. Can I get feedback on the base scheme I'm doing for? Yeah, if you send me an email right. So I got back to all my emails last night, and if I didn't get back to you, it's because I made a bunch of folders to organize my emails properly, and I deleted one. One of them had an army that they were trying to sell, and I was like, I'm definitely gonna reply. I think I want to purchase this army, and it went into the deleted folder. So I never got back to you. Send me an email again, because I got back to everybody in my emails last night, and now I'm hyper organized and the boxes are empty. I won't miss it. So if you send me an email right now, Sean Blake, I will check it out right now for you. I don't get it. What are those round things the malls are standing at? Oh, anybody watch that video I made where I wonder if these zombies and skeletons, where are the skeletons? Oh, they're in the dining room. Would fit on square bases. They're not going to. About half the zombies in the box will, for sure. And then a bunch of these weird hunchback throwover things, and they're just too wide. It's not going to work. The skeletons, they're such a wide stance. Oh, the email, yeah, sorry. The best email to, I'm gonna use my work email. It's the best one. It all gets wrote to the same spot, but just steve@miniwargaming.com. STEVE. No, I'll write it down. There you go. I typed it in the comments. Yeah, sorry, with the skeletons, wide stances, not gonna fit. Ultramarine blue, no, it's Gilliman glaze. Is the glaze I was thinking of, Gilliman glaze. The big boat of the carriage can kill Nagash with the old prefix rules in one turn easily. Yeah, maybe. Excuse me, maybe. Oh man, I hate when people do that on streams. I apologize. But I'm drinking my morning root beer. Yeah, I mean, if you can, you can. I don't know. I don't think anything should be immortal in this game, but also you don't want to see like an 800 point. Is he 800 points? You don't want to see an 800 point model dying in one turn. Josh, are you feeling ready to play against Admech next week? I have never been more excited to play against Admech. So if those of you are unaware, Josh and Luca filmed an Admech versus Necrons. I want to talk spoilers right now because I watched a bunch of it. Well, that's not true. I watched the beginning, watched some of the middle, and then I watched the post game. But yeah, I mean, the amount of malls you had on the table was ridiculous, Josh. And I don't want to say much more because I want people to. I don't want to ruin a bat rep, but I actually want to talk about that bat rep. And you kept the review to under 4 hours. That was impressive. Yeah, but I've never been more excited for a book to come out that wasn't one of mine. Strangely enough. I was super excited for Drukhari, but for some reason I'm really excited for Admech, because Admech was never, for me, they were never like a super top tier or super really good army that you were just going to walk all over you that you knew you were going to lose against. But they had a unit that was just so sad for me to play against. There's the Castellan robots. That I don't know. That unit made a game unfun. And Josh was writing down some of the changes for me, and I think I really like the changes. Now, though Josh didn't use any of those in his bat rep that he recorded. It's up on Mini Wargaming right now. Went up today, right? Yeah, went up today. I think it's a good sign that he didn't bring them, and I believe they're still going to be very, very playable. But yeah, I really want to play against Admech. You have no idea. Have you never played 40k before? I don't know what you're talking about. Do I only use Citadel paints? Wait, I think I jumped down. Yes, I believe I only use Citadel paints. I have Minotaur for airbrush paint. I bought a couple of bottles of Vallejo recently. I mean, super recently, within the last few months. And I'm sold on Vallejo. I think the next batch of airbrush paint I buy is going to be Vallejo. But, yeah, the thing about me and painting, and this is not, I'm trying not to try to knock Games Workshop paint in any way. I don't know how to say this. I am not an artist. I never went to art school. I don't have an eye for it. I paint things out of the box. I'm a grunt painter. I'm a paint for the camera. Get it in a bat rep type painter. So I don't have a bunch of different paints that do a bunch of different things. I know there are some really good metallics out there from other companies, and I don't know. I rather reach down and grab the thing I used 1,000 times. Basically, I don't grow as a painter. I do things I've done 1,000 times. Probably not great, but I just get faster at doing it. And every now and then I'll try something like hazard strikes, something I never could do free. I brought my drills home. I have to be careful what I call these, and because they were lacking some hazard stripes, so I just put just a little bit, just to blend in with the armor a little bit better. I got one of the 3 done. I was actually gonna do these on this stream, but I figured it was gonna take way too much concentration. I would never get it done, so I'll just do a mediocre amount of this. But like, there might be better paints out there. I don't know. There are fantastic painters out there who do a lot of fantastic videos, and if they're all using the same thing, they're probably doing it for a reason. I got nothing against them. I use what I got, and I use what I know. And I cut corners like crazy. Dalton, I wonder if you had to glue them on in a certain way. Like, for example, even my crypt ghouls for Warhammer Fantasy that were meant for 25 mil or 20 mil squares, I had to glue them on into the tray because they don't line up well. So I'm assuming he had to do something like that. Look at my dry elbows. Look at my man. Only one elbow's dry. Oh no, that's dry too. I lied. This is much smoother though. We're talking elbows now, folks. I don't know what you mean by that, Krula. Ooh, not a bad idea. Guy with the rock. Glue them on the yeah. If you glued them on those they're 100 by 20 rectangles, you could probably get 4 on there in a proper position because they're. I should just grab them. I'm gonna grab them. Move. Like the all. This is not. What camera is best to show it? They all have like a wide. Like they're all. How do I put this? They're all doing this shambling walk thing, right? So their swords are all out. They're bent over and they're monopose pretty much. But they all have like there's basically the 20 mols per box is like 10 poses ish, and you can adjust the arms, the angle slightly, but like they can line up, but they're the big problem is not actually the sword; it's gonna be the shield. They can line up, but they're gonna be very they're not gonna look rank and file. To be honest with you, they are a shambling horde. You rushed that review so much. Oh, I mean, it happens sometimes. That sucks, but it was still. What do you mean? It was over an hour and a half, wasn't it? Well, I guess okay. I'm assuming that there's just so much more to cover. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes. I was making a joke when I said you kept under 4 hours. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes. These books are getting layered. Thank you, Matt Keller. I appreciate that. Oh, the base. I hate basing. I do them all separate. I do all the bases. I did 80 bases, then I assembled the 80 miniatures. So the bases, I just threw sand on it, just like glue, sand, and then I put a gloop of Devlin, not Devlin mud, one of the Sterling Meyer or whatever. And then when all that dries, just airbrush on some browns, some reds, some browns, a couple of inks, quick dry brush, and then a little bit of the green flock, just to give it a. I guess you can't really tell, but I mean, there's like a red to brown hue moving through the mud. I am a legend. Well, I don't. Thank you. I'll take the compliment. Do you have any tips on teaching rules difference between editions? My friend is stuck in 7th edition mindset and keeps accidentally adding rules into 9th that aren't there. Man, that is that honestly. Whether most people will admit it or realize it, that is an incredibly common thing. Incredibly common thing. I remember when I first started working for Mini Wargaming, it was the very tail end of 6th edition. I played like a couple of games, couple of weeks, and then 7th came out. And I was a fantasy player, not a 40k player, so that was basically my first edition, and 6th to 7th wasn't a big difference. People would come in for bat reps all the time, and they would talk about rules. I'm like, that's not a thing. I had a huge advantage learning 7th edition because it was the only one I knew. People would often add in rules from previous editions. Everybody does it. And if you watch my fantasy bat reps, there's at least twice per bat rep I do, whether it's on camera or off, when I have to stop and think, wait a minute, is this an old rule? So I've played them all, right? I've played so many of them that they all mix in your head and they change. There's a couple of things that I've done wrong in fantasy that people pointed out very recently that I've been doing wrong for years and never noticed. Like, for example, the latest one was Chariots always had this rule where the beasts basically only fight in the front rank. It was basically the harnesses were impeding them from attacking side to side or in the rear. And I was dead set positive that was gone in 8th edition. They just printed it in a weird spot. It's still there, and I never noticed it. And I played so many games with that. But I was like, no, yeah, they fight every direction. 100% wrong. Ooh, that's gross. Contrast paint tastes the worst. I think it's worked. Why is my name highlighting when you type to me, Sean? I don't know anything about the internet. I'm old. Gonna make a 2K list of lizardmen and your friends come over an hour. Do the channeling slam. Channeling slam. Emails. Oh, you sent me the email. Let's see if I got. Ooh, I got some emails. That wasn't from you. We'll give it a minute to get to my phone. Ooh. Ooh. I like it. I'm not set up to show these off. Maybe I'll do that next time. Wait, were you asking for tips? Or, you don't think I'm asking for probably better view. I'm showing you off your stuff, dude. To make sure I have your email in the thing. Dalton Miller, the Shambling Horde is better aesthetic in my opinion. You're 100% right. These look fantastic. They are the best looking skeletons and zombies by far. Hey Steve, the fantasy campaign, End Times campaign you and Luca did was hilariously awesome. Would you do another campaign for fantasy? Absolutely. Absolutely. I had such a blast. Luca's a busy man. I don't know, Josh, you still here? Can you make that happen? Can you organize that? Lord Croak is too expensive. Oh. Brula Chief, thank you for pointing out the obvious. Hello, Stormbolter. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, painting though. I'm doing painting today. I'm gonna grab a I'm grabbing this contrast. What is this? Ooh. I'm gonna grab a different one. I don't want to use that one. I'm gonna grab. Nope, I don't want that either. Snakebite leather. Okay, we're gonna do some leather pants. Yes, obviously you guys seen that new Lord Croak model. I would love to get my hands on that. I need to get one of those vibrating things. Shake up some of these paints. Let me clip this video, this shot right here. This has been sitting around too long. And then my webcam's gonna shake like crazy. I gotta get a second cam. Alright, I'm gonna take this one, this one. No green ones. Okay, so let's do that one. Is that enough? A couple more. This guy. And this guy. These 8 are gonna have brown pants. Vibrating mixers, man, but they're expensive. I wonder if I'm gonna have to thin this down a little bit. Woohoo! This is garbage. I gotta repair that. I gotta think of another one. I do. Seems thick as well. $60 on Amazon? Seriously? Bro, I'm gonna do some quick shopping. Same as last week. Everybody come along, join my stream. As I say, I'm gonna paint, but I'm actually gonna do some shopping. Oh man. Yeah, I'll do this later. I'll do this later. Let me just tab open and I'll come back to it. I don't know if I'm excited for Warhammer Total War 3. I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna be really bad at it and then give up on it. No, they're Canadian. They're ranging from about 68 to like $500, actually. But yeah, I've seen. Oh, there's one for $34. I'm not trusting that one, but they're about $60, 60 to $80 Canadian. I'm definitely picking one of those up today. They make a recommend one that in the Canadian Amazon store that they've works good. They've used. Although I think Colin already has one, and I'm gonna probably just buy the one he has. Amazon does have some odd Warhammer discounts. Matt said he was interested at one point in doing Yogg-Varing Tor, the Soulbound RPG. Yeah, we talked about that. You once said it's true. All my RPG characters slowly just do become me at one point. That's true. Honestly, that's kind of true of most people. Yeah, painting. Right in front of the mic. So if I don't get any painting done today, if I don't get like a significant amount done, not total, but by the length of the video, I'm gonna stop trying to do these painting streams and I'll just come on and chat. Because clearly that's all I want to do. Ooh, that's intestines. I'll paint it a different color. You get brown pants. Who isn't about? Okay, so I don't have time for Battletech, but I've noticed that there's been a bit of a resurgence of it. It's been on the shelf at the store where I work. Matt loves Battletech to death. I'm gonna assume mostly because nostalgia. But yeah, who's into Battletech nowadays? And I want to know if you were into it, many years ago. This brush is not great. You want my contrast brush? Maybe. You're saying story-wise is moving forward. Okay, I think that's a very important thing for a game. All the miniatures games that I've all truly loved have had a great story and or universe. Ooh, this brush is messed up. Wash brush is not gonna work. I don't have any contrast brushes left. Contrast will mess up your brush. Your brush will not last long if you use contrast paints. But the time saved, 100% worth it. I'm not collecting a Soulblight army. These are actually studio miniatures. I'm just painting for the studio. And if I continue doing actual stream painting, I'll get this camera over my shoulder so you can see better. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to. How long have I been doing this for? Oh, almost an hour. Okay, so this video is going to be done because I'm gonna go record the Skaven many years late review. But I'm not done for the day. I will be back when I'm done that video to stream some more. So it takes approximately an hour to 2 hours per video to record. What's Colin and I, we might be a little bit longer. Either way, I'll be back by 4 p.m. EST. But I could be back in as quick as an hour. I would, honestly, I was actually thinking maybe I would literally just keep the stream going and record separately. And you guys can just be part of the, I can't, the way I record the video, I can't, I wish I could do that. Which armies do I collect at the moment? You know what? I'll answer that question in the next video, which will be up later today. When I come live again. I'll be back, guys. So I'm gonna go. Just weird timing today. I'm gonna go do a recording of a video, and then I'll be back. Said that. Goodbye.